Good morning to all the students. In last class, we done few numericals, few problems on the uses of dimensional formula. Few more problems we will do it in this class. So here is the one question I wrote it, and that is what the time period T of a oscillation of a glass bubble from an explosion under water depends on P, D and E, where P is the static pressure, D is the density of water and E is the total energy of explosion. So by the dimensional formula, we have to find the expression for time period T by the method of dimensions. As I gave you one of the use of dimensional analysis or dimensional formula, that is what? To obtain the relation between one physical quantity which depends on the another. So therefore here is the time period T which depends on the static pressure, means pressure, depends on the density, that is mass density, and depends on the total energy, that is total energy. Then what is the relation, how the time period T it will be depends on P, D and E. For that we have to get the equation of formula, whether it is directly proportional to pressure or inversely proportional to pressure or directly proportional to density, like that we have to find out. So here is, we will go for the time period T as we done already one or two numericals. Comparing to those one or two numericals, this problem is somewhat bigger one. If you will be perfect for this question, then you can able to go for any other questions easily, you can able to solve it. Because of this is somewhat difficult comparing to those to what we done in the last class. So here T is proportional to P to the power X, D to the power Y and E to the power Z. So here we don't know the value of X, Y and Z, we have to find out that one. After finding the value of X, Y and Z by the dimensions, then we have to write X value, Y value, Z value and we will form the equation. So here LHS is the time period. As you was known, the dimensions of time period is m raised to 0, L raised to 0, T raised to 1. Because of the time period, it will be depends on only time, independent on mass and length. This is proportional to P. P is the pressure, static. Either it may be static pressure or it may be a dynamic pressure. The pressure dimension will be same, and that is what in the last class we gave you. And that dimensional formula for pressure is m raised to 1, L raised to minus 1 and T raised to minus 2. This we must have to know. The dimensions of the what the quantity is, it will be depends. So those dimensions must be we have to know. For that purpose only in the few classes we discussed about the how to find the dimensions of the derived quantities. Now next one is D is nothing but here density. D is density. Then density, which is nothing but mass density, which was defined as mass per unit volume. And that is how m raised to 1, L raised to minus 3. M raised to 1, L raised to minus 3. To the power for P we have X, for D we have Y, whole to the power. Then E is the energy. As I told, energy, work done, both have the same dimensions. Either it may be a total energy or it may be a kinetic energy or it may be a potential energy. Whatever may be the energy, the dimension will be same for all the types of energies. and that you have m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. This to the power z. Now we will go for the bases are same, indices can be added. For that we have to solve this one and this power according to the theory of indices. M to the power 1 to the power x. 1 into x is x. L to the power minus x. T to the power minus 2x. Like this. Then again here m to the power 1 into y means m to the power y. L to the power minus 3y. Similarly, m to the power z, L to the power 2z, t to the power minus 2z. Now here we will go, bases are same, indices can be added. For that here is the m, here is the m. So therefore it is m to the power. Bases are same, indices can be added. This is plus x, this is plus y, this is plus z. So therefore m to the power x plus y plus z. Similarly next quantity is L. Next one what you have? L. So here L raised to minus x, L raised to minus 3y and here L raised to 2z. They can be added. So therefore it is minus x minus 3y and here is plus 2z. This is about what the L component. Now next one is t will be there, time period t. Here t raised to minus 2x, t raised to minus 2z. So therefore we have t to the power minus 2x minus 2z. Whereas we have LHS is m to the power 0, L to the power 0, t to the power 1. As I told in the last class, during this case, if you want to find out the value of x, y and z, then we have to equate the powers of respective dimensions. We have to equate the powers of respective dimensions. So therefore here we will write it equating powers of respective dimensions. So here is LHS m to the power 0, whereas towards RHS m to the power x plus y plus z. So therefore here by equating x plus y plus z equal to 0, that is one equation. Here is the equation 1. Similarly, L to the power LHS is 0, towards RHS is minus x minus 3y plus 2z. So therefore here minus x minus 3y plus 2z. And this is equal to what we have here towards LHS equal to 0. And similarly, towards LHS t to the power 1, whereas here t to the power minus 2x minus 2z. So therefore here we will get third one, this is second equation, and third equation is minus 2x minus 2z equal to 1. So here minus 2x minus 2z equal to 1. If we will take minus 2 is common, then x plus z equal to 1. Therefore, x plus z equal to minus 1 by 2. This is, as you know it, basic, you know it. X plus z equal to basic mathematics according to the rules. So you are going to getting the third equation minus 2x minus 2z equal to 1. By simplifying we will get x plus z equal to minus 1 by 2. Now better to look here, better to see carefully, better to concentrate here. In the first equation we have x plus y plus z equal to 0. So this is also we will write x plus z plus y equal to 0. X plus z plus y equal to 0. But here x plus z we have minus 1 by 2. So therefore put the value of x plus z equal to minus 1 by 2 in this equation. The value of x plus z equal to 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. We have to put this value here, x plus z plus y equal to 0. In this we have to write it here. So therefore, so look here, one of the value we are going to get in by substituting that. So in place of x plus z we have minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2. Then remaining as it is plus y equal to 0. Then by the method of or rules of the mathematics, y equal to, this is minus 1 by 2, take it towards RHS, it becomes plus 1 by 2. Hence we got the value of y here. One of the value we got it, that is y we got it. So later here the two equations we have, or here is the one equation we have, minus x minus 3y plus 2z equal to 0. If we will substitute the value of y here, then we will get the remaining equation is in terms of x and z. So therefore put the value of y in equation 2. So here minus x, better to listen, put the value of y, substitute the value of y in equation 2, and that is what here, minus x minus 3y plus 2z equal to 0. Now here minus x minus 3 into y is how much? 1 by 2 plus 2z equal to 0. So minus x minus 3 by 2 plus 2z equal to what we have? 0. So here minus x plus 2z equal to minus 3 by 2, take it towards RHS, minus it becomes plus. So therefore it is 3 by 2. This is what the another equation we got it. Say this is the fourth equation. If you want, you can take the 2 is the LCM. By taking this minus, otherwise you have to multiply 2 on both sides. Here you will get, otherwise you have to keep it. If you are going to multiplying 2 on both sides, here you will get minus 2x plus 4z equal to 3, you will get it. But by keeping this as it is, and here we have the equation 3, so directly we can able to solve for z. So that it is no need to multiply 2 on both sides. This itself you have to take it as fourth equation. Now better to use the equation 3 and 4 so that you can able to get the value of z here. Because of by adding equation 3 and 4, as you was known in case of I think in 9th standard, solving the simultaneous equations, so you can able to get the value of x and y. So like that here, by solving equation 3 and 4, you will get the value of x and z. Now directly here by adding these two equations, we can possible to cancel the value of x and remaining one z quantity. So therefore here x plus z equal to 1 minus 1 by 2, and this one is minus x plus 2z equal to 3 by 2. Minus x plus 2z equal to 3 by 2. So by adding, this is plus x, this is minus x, get cancelled, and that one is z, this is 2z, total it becomes 3z equal to, this is 3 by 2, this is minus 1 by 2. By adding 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, it becomes 1. Because of this is 3 by 2 is nothing but 1 and half, whereas minus 1 by 2. So here 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, 2 is LCM. Then 3 minus 1 equal to 2 by 2, 2 get cancelled, remaining is what? 1. So like that you have to simplify. So therefore what we got it? 3z equal to 1. So therefore z equal to 1 by 3. This we got it, the value of z. Here we got it, value of y. Now we want one more value, that is x value we want. Either put the value of z in this equation, or you can put the value of y and z in this equation, so that you will get the value of x also. So it is easy to find x here, because of only one value is sufficient for this, whereas for this two values will be sufficient. Simplification will be somewhat more here, but in this case directly we will get from equation 3. Here you got it, x plus z equal to what you have, minus 1 by 2. Therefore x equal to minus 1 by 2. This minus z plus z, you can take it towards RHS, so it becomes minus z. Now put the value of z here. So x equal to, here I am going to write it, x equal to minus 1 by 2 minus, what is the value of z here? The value of z is 1 by 3. 1 by 3. So by simplification, this 6 is the LCM, minus 3 minus 2. So therefore x equal to minus 5 by 6. This we got in the value of x. So here we got the value of x, value of y and value of z. So now put the value of x, y, z in this, so that you can able to get the relation between the time period t. It will be depends on pressure, it will be depends on density, it will be depends on total energy. So just I will remove this part only. And look here how the equation you are going to get in. So here t is proportional to p to the power x. What you got it here, x? X equal to where you are, this is minus 5 by 6. This is minus 5 by 6. Similarly y, d to the power y, what you got it, y is 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2. And then e equal to, or e to the power z, what you got it, 1 by 3. This is 1 by 3. This is actually your equation. If you want to simplify by the rules of mathematics, basic rules, that is t proportional to, if the powers are positive, you have to keep it numerator, and the negative, take it denominator, that negative power becomes positive, and therefore here we will get d raised to 1 by 2 e raised to 1 by 3 divided by p raised to 5 by 6. This is also the same equation. So hence here the time period is directly proportional to d to the power 1 by 2. Power 1 by 2 is nothing but root, square root. So therefore it is t is directly proportional to d to the power 1 by 2 means square root of d, and this one is cube root of e. This we cannot be able to say directly. It is p to the power 5 by 6 directly you have to say. अब क्या होगा, क्यूब रूट अंत बदला, उसको क्यूब रूट भी नहीं बोल सकते, स्क्वायर रूट भी नहीं बोल सकते. That we will write. So therefore p raised to 5 by 6 we will write it. T directly proportional to d raised to 1 by 2, t directly proportional to e raised to 1 by 3, t is inversely proportional to p to the power 5 by 6. This is what the relation, that is obtain an expression for t by the method of dimensions. Is it clear? This is what somewhat bigger question. If you will be perfect for this type of questions, then you can able to solve other questions easily. Just as I gave yesterday, two questions I gave you. One is find the relation between time period of a simple pendulum, which depends on length and acceleration due to gravity. And another is show that the time period, show that the pressure P is directly proportional to surface tension divided by radius. Such type of two questions in the last class I gave you. Actually they are very easy comparing to this question. So therefore better to practice this question, if possible 2 times, 3 times like that, so that you will be perfect. So later here we will see the another question, and here the question we have to find out the given equation, the given formula, whether it is dimensionally correct or wrong. That is one of the uses of the dimensional formula, to check the correctness of given equation. So better to look here, I will write the question. Whenever we are going to writing the detailed question on the board, so of course it will be takes some more time, but you will get the idea about the question whenever you are going to reading the question properly. That is very important. First you have to know actually what is the question, then you can able to solve. If you don't know what is the question, then it is somewhat difficult to solve it. So first we have to know what is that. ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ क्या है बोल के वो मालूम है. The ascent H of a liquid, the ascent H of a liquid, the ascent H of a liquid of surface tension T, of surface tension T and density rho, and density rho in a capillary tube of radius r, in a capillary tube of radius r, capillary tube of radius r can be represented by the, can be represented by the relation, can be represented by the relation H equal to K into T divided by R into rho into G, where G is acceleration due to gravity, where G is acceleration due to gravity. G is acceleration due to gravity, and K is a dimensionless constant. K is dimensionless constant. Dimensionless constant. Show that the expression is, show that the expression is dimensionally correct. show that the equation is dimensionally correct. So look here, here is the ascent h of a liquid. Ascent h means height. Ascent, it is rising. That is nothing but height, which depends on a surface tension T and density rho. Density here, mass density, which is nothing but mass per unit volume. In a capillary tube is the tube which has a very small bore, very small hole, just like water conducting tissue. In biology you are going to learn it. Capillary is having a small bore. Tube of radius r can be represented by the relation here h. Given relation is h equal to kt divided by r into rho into g. And here g is acceleration due to gravity, whereas k is dimensionless constant. So that we have to check it here, this equation, whether it is dimensionally correct or wrong. But they ask directly, show that it is correct. So we have to find out the dimension of h, dimension of this RHS quantity, the dimensional formula for RHS and LHS. If we will get the same dimensional formula, then we can able to say that given equation, that given relation is dimensionally correct. So better to keep it in mind here, k is, they said, dimensionless constant, means this has no dimension. So therefore this equation also we will write it as h proportional to T divided by R into rho into G. That. Now we will take LHS equal to H, and this H is nothing but ascent. Ascent is nothing but height, and height is equal to length. Dimensionally, that height is nothing but length. So therefore, the dimension for this H, we will write it as only L. This is L. If the power is, we are not going to write in, whenever it is plus 1. Otherwise, if you want, you can write it, no problem. So here the value of m is 0, value of t is also 0, means m to the power 0, L to the power 1, t to the power minus 0. If you want, you can make that much is sufficient. If you need how m and t are related, if you need, then you can write it. Otherwise, no need. It is not necessary to write it. This much is sufficient. So this is one of the equation which is LHS. Now we will go for RHS equal to what we have, T divided by R into rho into G. I will repeat it once again. In this and in this, the difference is here K, and here we are not going to write in K because of K is dimensionless constant. Whenever we are going for dimensions, so no need to take the constant. So look here, this is equal to T is nothing but surface tension. In last class I gave you the dimensional formula for surface tension, and that is what you have, tangential force per unit length. So finally you got it m raised to 1 and t raised to minus 2. So therefore dimension of this is m raised to 1 t raised to minus 2 divided by, here r is, what you have here, r is radius. Radius is nothing but again length. So this we will write the dimension of L only. Then next rho is the density. Density is nothing but mass divided by volume. For that also I give the dimensional formula, which is m raised to 1 L raised to minus 3. And G is the acceleration due to gravity. And that acceleration due to gravity is the dimension which is same as acceleration, and that is what you have L raised to 1 t raised to minus 2. This we wrote in the dimensions of the quantities which are towards the RHS. Now by simplification, as you know it, the powers are same in numerator and denominator, bases are same, then you can able to cancel. That you can able to cancel. Similarly here t raised to minus 2 here t raised to minus 2, both again will be cancelled. Now look here, this numerator left is 1 divided by denominator we have, bases are same, indices can be added. Here L raised to 1, here L raised to minus 3, here L raised to 1. All the three are having same base and powers can be added, indices can be added. So therefore here you will get L raised to, this is 1, this is minus 3, this is again plus 1. Basic you know it, 1 minus 3 plus 1 is nothing but, it becomes L raised to, which one? This 1 plus 1 is 2, minus 3 means here plus 1 or minus 1. So you are going to getting 1, and sign is which one is greater? Minus 3 is bigger than plus 2. So therefore sign will be minus. Now this you can take it numerator, and that you will get L raised to plus 1 now. And finally what you got it here? RHS equal to again L raised to 1. This is the second equation. Better to see RHS and LHS, that means equation 1 and 2, better to observe it. And by knowing that here in LHS we have L raised to 1 and RHS is also L raised to 1. So therefore this relation, it is dimensionally correct. So by equating equation 1 and 2, it is shown that the given expression is dimensionally correct. Hence, show. Here because LHS equal to RHS. This is the way to check the correctness of a given equation. Is it clear how to check whether the given expression or given equation is dimensionally right or wrong? So here one more application is there, one more uses is there. The one systems of unit can be converted into another. For that here I will give one more question in which, for example, CGS unit and MKS unit, system of units as I explained, there are basically three: CGS, FPS and MKS systems. So here in MKS system, for example, the force which can be measured in terms of Newton, whereas in CGS system the force can be measured in terms of dyne. So therefore we have to find what is the relation between 1 Newton of force in terms of dynes. So here is the question: convert a force of 1 Newton into dynes. 1 Newton into dynes. So as I told now only, Newton is the unit of force either in MK system or in SI system, whereas the dyne is the unit of force in CGS system. So here is one is SI system and another is CGS system. Now we will go SI to CGS system. Whenever we are going to SI to CGS system, so in general the dimensional formula for SI and for CGS system there is no difference. both will be the same. So here force is there. The dimension for force is m raised to 1, L raised to 1 and T raised to minus 2. Similarly for CGS is also m raised to 1, L raised to 1, T raised to minus 2. That is no difference. And now we will go in SI system. The m is nothing but mass, L is nothing but length, T is nothing but time. In SI system, mass can be measured in terms of kilogram, length can be measured in terms of meter, whereas the time is measured in terms of seconds. So therefore here we will write, we want to get 1, so therefore here mass we will take 1 kilogram. In place of m, 1 kilogram. What we have, the to the power 1, to the power 1. And L is length. Length is measured in terms of meter, so therefore we will go for 1 meter to the power 1. Here t to the power minus 2, that we will take it as denominator, t to the power plus 2 it becomes. As I told already, m raised to 1, L raised to 1, T raised to minus 2 is nothing but m raised to 1, L raised to 1 divided by T to the power 2, like that. So therefore here we will get T to the power 2 denominator, and T is the time which is measured in second. Square is there, square now. This is what SI system. Now this we are going to equating to CGS system. This we are going to equating to CGS system. Here m is the mass, and that mass we have to write in CGS system, and that should be equal to 1 kg. So therefore in 1 kg we have 1000 grams. So here this m is 1000 grams to the power 1. Length is measured in centimeter, but this centimeter we have to go to equate length which is in terms of meters, and in 1 meter you have 100 centimeters. Already I gave the conversions. So in 1 meter how many centimeters? 100 centimeters. This is again power 1 divided by, here again denominator 1 second, because the unit of time in all the systems will be same. So look here, 1 kg whole to the power 1 itself is 1 kg. 1 meter whole to the power 1 is nothing but again 1. So therefore here 1 into 1 is 1 divided by 1 square, again it becomes 1. Basic mathematics you know. So here kg meter per second square. This is kg meter per second square. This we are going to writing. If you want one more step, we will go per second square like this. This is equal to, this is 1000 to the power 1 is 1000. 100 to the power 1 is again 100. So 1000 into 100, 1 into 1, 1. How many zeros are there? 5 zeros. Write it 5 zeros. Divided by 1 square, again it becomes same. That means 10,000. Or 1 lakh here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros in front of 1, 5 zeros means it becomes 1 lakh. So this is gram. This is centimeter per second square. Now this is kg meter per second square is the SI system. The specific unit for kg meter per second square is Newton. So therefore this becomes 1 Newton. This becomes what here? It is 1 Newton. Equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros are there. So you are going to writing by the method of powers, by the method of indices. This power, how many zeros are there? That much you are going to writing. That means 10 to the power 5. Gram centimeter per second square. This is the unit of force in CGS system. The specific name for the unit of force in CGS system is dyne is there. So therefore this complete we will write it as dyne. Shortly you are going to writing dy, 10 raised to 5 dy like this. So therefore 1 Newton of force is converted into CGS system. that is 10 to the power 5 dynes. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಿ ಜಿ ಎಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಸ್ ಐ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ 1 Newton equal to 10 to the power 5 dynes you have to use it, so that you can able to get the conversion of one system of unit to another system. Basically, in general, it is very easy to convert system CGS system to SI system or SI system to CGS system, and that only mainly they will go for. Now one more, if you want, you can solve another. Just here only I will tell you. In place of this force, we will go for energy. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ करके बता दूं पूरा, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. This dyne is goes to now earth. Because of the SI unit of energy is, here Newton will be there, this becomes joule. SI unit of energy is joule, CGS unit of energy is earth. Now again we have to go for SI system to CGS system. For which quantity here? The quantity is energy. As you know, the dimensions of energy and work done will be same. And actually here this is the dimension for force, not energy. Now you have to change this dimension of force and write it the dimensional formula for energy. And for that I think you have the dimensional for energy is m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. And here m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. This is what the dimensional formula for energy. Now look here. Again m is the mass in SI system. It is kg. So therefore here we wrote it 1 kg. And l is the length. Length is measured in meter. So it is 1 meter. To the power here, better to observe carefully. To the power 2 we have. In the last question, to the power 1 it was. The dimension of length in case of a force we have only 1. But in case of a energy we have to the power 2. So therefore this we will write it as whole to the power 2. Then remaining will be as it is. सभी बाकी का सभी सिमिलर है. This it is changed because of here dimensional formula is m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. Similarly here also m mass is in grams, but here we wrote it in RHS 1 kg. We have to equate to 1 kg in CGS system, and that is 1 kg equal to 1000 grams. So therefore here we wrote it 1000 grams. Into l length is centimeter, 1 meter equal to 100 centimeters. So here 100 centimeters. But here to the power 2 we have. So therefore here also you have to write it to the power 2. Then remaining again it will be same. Remaining will be same. So look here. What the difference you are going to getting. So here 1 kg, 1 meter, 1 square is again 1. 1 into 1 is 1, divided by 1 square, again it becomes 1. So therefore here 1 kg, meter square. So here you can write it meter square. Per second square. This is equal to, this is 1000 into, this is 100 whole square. But 100 whole square is not 100 again. Just like 1 whole square is 1. But here 100 whole square is not 100. But 100 into 100, that becomes here 100 into 100. Divided by 1 square is, divided by 1, no need to write it. Keep it in mind. In multiplication and division, 1 is the identity element. So therefore, either we can write it or you don't write it. No problem in the question. So here is the gram, here is the centimeter, here square is their square per second square. Now after simplification here, this becomes multiplication you know it, 1 into 1 into 1, that is 1. How many zeros are there here? This kg meter square per second square is the unit of energy, and in SI system the specific unit, the name of specific unit for the energy is joule, symbol J we will write it as. That means 1 joule, and this is equal to 1 into 1 into 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 zeros are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gram centimeter square per second square is the unit of energy in CGS. Its specific name is Earth. So therefore 1 joule equal to 10 to the power 7 Earth. This is one of the conversion for SI system to CGS system. The quantity is energy, which is measured in joule in SI system. It is measured in Earth in CGS system. So hence CGS to SI to CGS, 1 joule of energy is converted into Earth, and we got it 1 joule of energy equal to 10 to the power 7 Earths. So these are the few numericals which are based on the uses of dimensional formula, uses of dimensional analysis. So all the 3 applications we finished. With this we completed the unit sign dimensions including the numericals. If you have any other difficult problems, you can bring it, and better to take the solution. Okay, thank you.